Hello everybody, it's Lloyd Griffith here. I'm doing a Q&A today with Pepe Reina. Is he going to pop up? Connect him.
Yes, Lloyd.
The man, the legend, Pepe Reina. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
Hey, I'm all right. I'm keeping okay. First question: where in the world are you right now?
In Birmingham.
You're in Birmingham.
Yeah,
It looks sunny. It looks sunny for Birmingham.
It is sunny. It is sunny. It is. Actually, can you swap?
So look at that.
Very sunny.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
It's good.
I mean, it's a part of Birmingham I don't think I've ever seen. So we're going to crack on. We're just going to talk about goalkeeping gloves. We're going to talk about your career. But firstly, I just want to make sure that you're okay, because we saw that you posted something about actually having the virus a few weeks back and suffered quite badly with the symptoms. Are you over it? And can you just quickly tell us about your experience?
I had it, and it was tough for a 3-4 days period, and especially for a little window about 25-30 minutes. But it's passed, and thanks God I'm immune now. So ready to rumble again. Preparing myself to get back whenever they decide. It's safe and sound to kick on again. But the family is, thanks God, is good. Is health, and it's okay.
Because you are fit. Do you know what I mean? You've been someone that has been fit their whole entire life. I mean, so it could affect anybody, couldn't it? Do you know what I mean? I think there's this thing that it'll only affect certain people, but you are a very, very fit man, and it got to you. So everyone just needs to be a little bit careful, really, don't they?
I think apart from the kids, very young kids, it does. It can all be affected to anybody, especially our oldies. But everybody needs to be aware, because it's not a simple cold or something like that. It's something much more serious than that. And as I say, I was 3-4 days really struggling. But we all need to stay home at the minute. Be cautious and be safe.
You recovered, and not only that, you've been keeping a lot of people entertained. Your videos on your Instagram have been amazing. The egg cup video, I think I've watched about maybe 10,000 times. It's so funny. If anyone's not seen it, go on Pepe Reina's Instagram account after this. It's you with the music video of Queen. It's so funny. Have you got anything else planned to keep us entertained during lockdown? Any more videos coming?
I'm thinking about something else, but that's the advantage we have. The baldy people can only do that, and it was fun, and we were absolutely bored at home, and I saw it before in Instagram, and just try to copy and did my version.
Yeah, well, I see on Instagram that you've been keeping fit as well. You've been doing some drills in the garden. Who's helping you? Are the kids helping you with a bit of kind of like handling, a bit of shot stopping in the garden?
Yeah, my boy. Actually, the club has sent us, the ball launcher.
Oh,
and it's helpful, because as good as my boy can kick or volley or serve, it's not as realistic as the ball launcher can be. So any exercises for handling and for keep the feet going, and all the movements that we need on goal. I'm lucky enough to do it in my garden.
Yeah. So I'm going to crack on with some more questions in a minute, but before that, just a heads up to the viewers watching. We'll be giving away a pair of Puma One Grip Hybrid Pros, quite similar to what you're wearing. And we'll ask a question later on, and the winner will get a pair of those gloves. But you've been wearing Pumas for about 2 years now. Enjoying them?
Yeah, very much. The beginning it was hard, because it was a glove that it was different to what I had in my previous brand, but we tried to modify it as best as we could. And I had to say, they did a fantastic job. And now I have a proper glove that I really love, and with all my changes and little bits that I like in any glove.
Yeah, because you can't actually buy the specific glove that you've got, because obviously you've got one catered to what you want. And you're wearing hybrids at the moment. Is that right?
To be honest, I don't know the model. I think it is.
Yeah. So the rough model that you've been wearing is the Puma One Grip One Hybrid, but you've got a few modifications.
Yeah, I've got the thumb get modified. Also the wrist belt, and some bits and bobs, but they are important for every goalkeeper. Is an history, and you try to be as much comfortable as you possibly can.
Now, you've got 850 appearances in your career, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Have you enjoyed your journey so far?
It does. It does slowly a little bit now. I'm 30, almost 8. But, I've been lucky enough to play that figure and that amount of games, which is fantastic. I've been lucky enough not to be injured or, seriously injured during my career, and still I need to offer, I need to produce, because mentally I'm okay. I'm ready to keep going, and as long as I feel like that is going to happen.
Now, your father, obviously a goalkeeper, and so was it always the fact that you were going to be a goalkeeper? Was there any other choice, or was it just goalkeeper only?
Well, it wasn't compulsory, but it looked like from the beginning. Thanks God, I just took that decision. Pushed a little bit from my father, but I always liked it. And like everybody, when you're young and you are just a child, you go up and down, running up the field. But my conditions and my mentality was always to pretend to be a goalkeeper. And thanks God, it was like that.
What age was it that you started going in goal? Can you remember how old you were?
I think it was like 7 or 8 when I took it more seriously.
And then at the age of 12, you obviously went to the Barcelona Youth Academy, La Masia. How did you find that, going to a youth academy at such a young age, of 12?
I see that having 5 kids, my oldest is 13, turned 13 in February. And it was about that time when I was leaving my home. It was not easy, but it's a choice that I will never regret. They form and they create a person rather than a footballer at the end, and I'll be always thankful for that.
The setup in Spain is a little bit different. Obviously, at Barcelona, you climbed the ranks. You went through the Barca C team, the Barca B team. How different is it playing for those teams and then playing for the first team?
Well, under Johan Cruyff, at that time, all the young divisions, they were using actually the same system. So it was, it was getting used and be prepared once you were, growing and passing the different categories, to feel that no change when you reach the peak, so everybody was educated in the same way, in the same shape, and everybody could get used to it and to try and find no difference once you were reaching the first team.
And in that team, obviously some amazing names, and you coming into it as a youngster. Who was like the biggest influence in the changing room when you were breaking into that Barcelona side?
Well, I was lucky enough to play with some mythics like, Guardiola, Puyol, Rivaldo, Figo, Luis Enrique.
That's a five-a-side team, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a Cliver in the five-a-side. It was devastating. But I've been so lucky to play with some good players, and probably the most helpful one at that time. You know, they were the old fellas like Guardiola, Abelardo, Luis Enrique, Sergi.
Yeah, Luis Enrique. Wow.
All of those.
I'm
old enough. Well, I'm old enough. Fucking old.
Yeah, well, no, you don't seem. You still seem very young.
Yeah.
In 2005, you moved obviously to Merseyside. Liverpool had just lifted the Champions League in Istanbul, you know, months before. Yossi Dudek had been the hero that night in goal. How did the move come about? And were you nervous about the challenge?
Well, I had 3 fantastic years in Villarreal. I left Barcelona, and then I played more than 180 games for Villarreal. And I was ready. I think I was ready to take the step. You know, I was a little scared because Jersey was the hero in Istanbul, and it was a big challenge. But I knew that being myself and with the trust of Mr. Benitez, of course, who brought me there, knowing me many years ago, it was a big step to take, but a big opportunity not to get regret. And it was a dream come true because, you know, 8 fantastic years in Liverpool, they've probably been my best moment of my career. Like,
and also you got to share the dressing room. We've obviously mentioned a lot of legends, Barcelona, and then you know you're sharing the dressing room with Gerrard, Carragher. Do you still keep in touch with those guys?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, Kaut, Riera, you know, Danny Agger, Johnson, Peter Crouch. Wow. It was plenty of great players, but also great human beings, and you know, they're friends that you keep along the way, but that they last after football comes to an end. So, as I say, they were 8 fantastic years when not only sport-wise I was taking my best and having my best times, but also as a person. You know, 4 of my kids, they were born or raised in Liverpool, and you know, it's always they will stay with us forever.
I think. I remember when you arrived and you came into the Premier League, and you were like a different breed of keeper. You were a keeper that was, you know, adept with your feet, like an outfield player, like playing like a midfielder, and we haven't really seen that before. Obviously, we've seen a lot of it now. But how did you work on that technique? Where did it come from? You just seem so comfortable with it.
I think I was very lucky to work with Franz Hoek at my time in Barcelona.
Right. Okay.
In the young divisions, he was taking us for some sessions during the week, but also in the first team, I was lucky to play and to train with him for a couple of years. So he was already advanced. He was, you know, ahead of the times, and he was preparing their keepers in that way. You know, it was like it came from Ajax. Ajax has been always creating this kind of keepers, and I, you know, that's probably why I was, you know, probably ahead of the England keepers at the time.
Yeah, and you know, you're back in the Premier League. You spent time in Germany, spent time in Italy. Was it always a dream to come back to the Premier League?
Well, it was a target because it's probably the best league in the world. At least the one that I was enjoying the most when I was here. I was also looking forward to play some more games, obviously, to feel myself important and give a big hand to a club that needs me. And you know, I found that with Aston Villa, and I'm really looking forward to finish the season and try to help as much as I can to get Villa up.
If they finish the season and there's various, you know, we're not sure what's going to go on yet, and there's talk about maybe playing games behind closed doors, will that have a massive impact on the players? You know what I mean? Obviously, it's a big psychological change to go from a massive stadium to then nobody.
It will probably not be the same, but at these times, it's probably the safest thing to do. It's not in our hands. We will do whatever we've said, and then, you know, the most important thing is not football no more. No. Is the safe of the people, and you know, be safety. as much as we can. If we have to take back the competition and finish it up behind doors, be it. But I know it's plenty of interests going on. There's plenty of money on a stake, and we need to do something. We need to sort out. But as long as it's safe, otherwise it's useless.
You mentioned earlier that obviously Liverpool, a massive part of your life, 8 years that you love and remember. Have you been proud of their achievements in the last few years?
Well, sorry?
This season, like getting towards the title, are you proud of what they've done?
Well, I think the best move of the last decade probably has been Klopp going to Liverpool. Yeah. It was massively important for developing some players, some good players, but even better now. And character-wise, is probably the most right person for Liverpool because the way he is, the way he behaves, the way he motivates the players, and finally in the last 3-4 years they've been lucky enough to play and challenge for the big titles.
We've got to talk about your obviously time with Spain. Amazing career with Spain as well. Part of the World Cup winning squad. Tell us how it felt to be part of that incredible squad.
I was lucky enough to play with some good players. I didn't play that much, but I was in the group, which is...
You're a part of it, though. You're a part
which is phenomenal. Yeah, of course. I think it's... I don't know if never, but I think it's very difficult that to be repeated, and it's very difficult to happen again. To win Euro, World Cup, and Euro in a row. It's very, very lucky, and we were just good footballers, but also in the dressing room we had an incredible atmosphere. And, that's one of the secrets in football.
Where are your medals? Are they in Birmingham? Are they in Spain?
No. They are in Spain, in my local house in Spain, in Cordoba. Yeah. And it's always nice because I have one football from every final signed from every player, and it's something that it will last long.
I've got to ask you, who's been your favourite roommate at club or international level over the years that you've had to share a room with?
During 20-odd years, it's difficult to pick one, but I would say probably David Villa.
Oh, really?
Guaje Villa is a very close friend. And our families are good friends, and we have spent many good times together.
So it's just like family. It's just basically like sharing a room with a family.
Basically, member. Yeah. But like him, I have at least 15, 20 players equally important and meaning for me and for my family.
Who's been the hardest working goalkeeper in training that you've worked with? Someone that is just always there, first in, last out. You can say you if you want.
No, not really. I've been consistent and I try my best. But I actually believe that the second choices goalkeepers are more important sometimes than the first one, because they push you to your limits. And I don't know, probably in Napoli, Rafael Cabral has been an example, because he barely played, but he was training every day with a smile, every day as hard as he could, and it's important to have someone behind that is pushing you all the time.
Pushing you. We asked people to send in questions and stuff, and a lot of people, we've got a lot of young viewers that that follow Pro Direct Keepers, and a lot of them have asked, what's the best bit of coaching advice that you've received during your career as a goalkeeper?
I think it's not even from a coach; it's from my father.
Really?
It's just to start from scratch every day and try to demonstrate and try to prove yourself from zero. The past is gone, and you still need to prove yourself every day. So even when you make a mistake or you make a fantastic game, you need to you know, achieve it and past it, and get the next one coming in.
We're going to give away a pair of these gloves now, a pair of the Puma One Grip 1 Hybrid Pros. We've got a question, so anyone watching in the comment section, it is the quickest answer to this question. And the question is, to win this pair of gloves is, who did Pepe Reina keep his 100th Premier League clean sheet for Liverpool against? Don't answer it yet, Pepe. Don't answer it yet if you know the answer.
Okay.
But who did Pepe Reina keep his 100th Premier League clean sheet for Liverpool against?
I think it's cheeky, you know?
Say again?
I think it's cheeky, you know, that one.
Why? Well, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't doing him a disservice, but...
Okay. Was it 5-0? Was it 5-0?
I don't know what the result was. I just know that it was your clean sheet, okay, your 100th appearance.
Maybe I'm mistaken, yeah, but you know, I think I know the
it's
game.
It's down on all the stats website. Ollie Perks has won it. It is Aston Villa. Ollie Perks.
We won 5-0.
Premier League clean sheet. Was it 5-0? Okay, well,
he gave an assist also that game, so it was.
Oh wow,
fantastic.
amazing! Remember for a number of reasons. Pepe, thanks so much for coming on. Just before you go, obviously you've had experience with the virus, and we talked about it at the top. What message would you give to any people self-isolating at home, isolating at home? Do you know what I mean, just to get them through this?
Just be patient, be brave, and be good within the others. You know, to stay home at the minute, especially in England, where we are probably behind any other countries, is the safest thing to do, and we need to respect that. Everybody can be infected, so just be careful and be patient. We will come through it stronger and better human beings, and probably that's the message I wanted to give.
Perfect. Pepe Reina, thank you so much. We want to see more funny videos on Instagram to keep us entertained throughout this lockdown.
I'll try my best.
I'll be the first person liking it. Keep safe, and we'll see you very soon.
And you. Thank you all.
Thanks very much, mate. Take care.
Bye. Bye.